I have a question for you. What's on your naughty and your nice list? Hello, my fellow Habs fans. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Habs Fan Forum, proudly a part of Rocket Sports Media and allhabs.net. My name is Ben Dankyu. I'm your host, and here at the Habs Fan Forum, this is where us fans get to have our voices heard. And this week, they were a little bit of crickets. It was a quiet one. The whole week was just completely thrown off by COVID. Unfortunately, running kind of rampant in the league with over 100 cases at one point. They decided to just shut it down till Christmas. The last actual game, and there's only one game in this week that we can talk about, was a win. That's big. They actually won a game. Who would have thought? 7-game losing streak. Happy they came out with the win, and it broke that streak, thankfully. I'll recap that game and give you some of my takeaways from some of the coaching decisions and players in just a second. But first, I have a question for you. With Christmas just around the corner and the holiday season coming up, I figure I'd ask, what's on your naughty and your nice list for this year's edition of the Montreal Canadiens, or really just this last month? I will give you mine at the end of this segment. Okay, but before I give you that, let's jump into this game. The Habs finally win a game, like I said, 3-2 in the shootout. Caden Primo in net, called up for some reason. I don't know why, and scratched Montembeault. But they put Primo in there, and, I'm still happy he got the win. He almost got hurt at the end of that shootout, and that just would have been brutal. But he escaped healthy. Okay, we're good. It was probably pretty fun to get some shootout action, and I bet you there wasn't a ton of scouting tape on Caden Primo, so that worked in his benefit. The game was a little bit odd. There's just so many injuries, and the lineup is barely an NHL lineup at this point, it feels like. And at this point, they still had Niku out from COVID, they still had Gallagher out from COVID, amongst the plethora of injuries. Things that were happening, Laurent Dauphin was your second line center and your first star. I think he actually was the second star of the game. Jonathan Drouin was the first star. I gotta say, he's got some slick mitts. As much as I'm like, all right, sure, Drouin, great. But that shootout goal, beautiful. So that game's about a week behind us at this point. So if you want to learn more about that game, just go to allhabs.net and check out the recap you can find there where they go over all the game notes. Before I continue, just a quick word from our sponsors. As a part of Rocket Sports Media and the Hockey Podcast Network, the Habs Fan Forum is proudly sponsored by DraftKings. Over the holidays, what better time than to try your luck? If you actually sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook and download as a new user, all you have to do is enter the promo code THPN. You place a bet down of $1 and they will give you a free $100 of betting credits, courtesy of DraftKings. Now, one catch, they got to score at least one goal in the game you bet on. Pretty likely that's going to happen. I haven't seen many 0-0 games recently. So if you do not have DraftKings Sportsbook in your area or your state, then you can actually still win some great cash prizes when you sign up as a new user. Just make sure you use the promo code THPN. All right, since we're dealing with a lot of postponed games and really not much game action over the last week, and a lot of the coaching decisions that are happening right now, are very much so forced by injury, whether you like what he's doing with the lines or not. Dom Ducharme is still dealing with a pretty broken lineup. It's looking more and more like a preseason lineup at this point, which is crazy. But let's talk about the next week. We have the World Juniors coming up, and we have 3 Habs prospects in there. And not even just 3 Habs prospects playing. We actually have 2 of them captaining their teams. Caden Gooley, selected for the captain of Team Canada. Newly appointed, super excited about that. He's a returning player, of course. He's been great in the games we've seen him in. Blockbuster trade in the juniors. Looked great even at the NHL level. A lot of things to like. Can't wait to watch him. And actually, Jan Misak, who I tried to see at the Hamilton Bulldogs game, A little bit of a fail there, but nonetheless, captaining the Czech Republic team for another year. He was the captain last year, returning, so this will be his last year. Excited to see what he brings to the table. And then finally, Oliver Kapanen, Finland. He's there. He's a young guy. He's 18 right now. He'll probably slot in that third line center. Excited to see him. Also, circle the calendar on Boxing Day, December 26th. My favorite day to watch hockey. I don't know what it is, that post Christmas feeling, but you have Jan Misak facing off against Caden Gooley. Woo! Coming together, clashing. Two captains. Excited for that game. All right, I told you I'd give my naughty and my nice list. On my naughty list, we have, you've probably guessed it from my last few weeks, Dom Ducharme. But specifically, I'm going to mention all this line shuffling he's doing, sometimes unnecessarily, and just the placement of some of these players, like Jake Evans putting put to the wing, Laurent Dauphin playing second line center, Cole Caulfield being relegated to third, fourth line minutes. Like, it's just stuff where I'm like, come on, you're definitely deserving some Cole for these decisions. And on my nice list, I couldn't pick one. I picked two, which is surprising considering how poor the Canadiens are doing. But fortunately, they're both young, developing prospects, one on forward, one on defense. I absolutely love their play recently. I'm talking about Ryan Poehling and Alexander Romanov. Specifically, when Poehling is out there, he's a presence. He's scored, I think, 4 goals up there. He looks comfortable. He's winning faceoffs. He's dictating play. He's having fun. He's bringing an energy to the table that, like, frankly, a lot of the other players aren't. And same thing with Romanov. That dude is a beast out there. Some of the hits he's laying down, the way he plays to the last minute of the game, it's super exciting to watch. I love his play right now. He's got some things to clean up in terms of like turnovers in his own end and that kind of stuff. But you know what? This is the year to do that. Let him play. Those two guys are on my nice list. Comment below and let me know who's on yours. All right, that's it for this week's edition of the Habs Fan Forum. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, just like down below, share with your friends on your social feeds, subscribe to make sure you're getting more of this weekly content from me. And of course, like I said, comment below. I want to hear your thoughts on any of the recent news and player developments. You can go to allhabs.net for some amazing Montreal Canadiens content and follow All Habs for the best Montreal Canadiens coverage. All right, thanks again for watching. My name is Ben Dankyu, and finally, woo! Go Habs, go, baby!